everywhere covered with blossoms of the blue lotus, of the pink lotus, of the white lotus, and with other most beautiful and fragrant flowers. Here is not any species of flowers in the great trichiliocosm which is not found. All around this city are 500 parks, beautiful to behold, brilliant with the 7 precious things. Each park has 5 times 500 large lotus ponds, covered with beautiful blossoms, each of the size of a cartwheel, fragrant, blue, yellow, red and white. The sounds of geese, cranes, ducks, curlews and other birds fill the air over the ponds. And the existence of these parks which none regard as their own private property is a reward for past deeds of these beings, for these have coursed for a long time in perfection of wisdom, their minds faithfully devoted to this guide of the Buddhas and bent on listening to her and understanding her, and for a long time these remain intent on deep and even truly fathomless dharmas. And here, in this city of Gandhavati, at a place 4 roads meet, is the house of the Bodhisattva Dharmagata, 1 league all round, with the 7 precious things, beautiful to behold, enclosed by 7 walls and 7 rows of palm trees. Here are 4 parks, near the house, for the enjoyment of these who live in it. These are called Nidya Pramudita, Asoka, Sokavigata, and Pushpasitra. Each park has 8 lotus ponds, called Bhadra, Bhadradama, Nandi, Nandadama, Kshama, Kshamadama, Niyata and Navivaha. One side of each pond is gold, the second of silver, the third of Vaidurya, the fourth of crystal. The ground at the bottom consists of quartz, with golden sand over it. Each pond has 8 stairs to it, decorated with steps, made of variegated jewels. In the gaps, between the steps, inside the golden river Jambu, grows a plantain tree. The ponds are covered with various kinds of water flowers, and the air above these is filled with the sounds of various birds. Round these ponds grow various flowering trees, and as these are stirred by the wind, their flowers drop into the ponds. The water in the ponds has the scent, color, taste, and feel of sandalwood. In this mansion lives Bodhisattva Dharmagata, with his retinue, among these 68,000 women. He diverts, enjoys, and amuses himself, he feels and tastes the 5 kinds of sense pleasure. All the inhabitants of this city, both women and men, divert, enjoy and amuse themselves. These have constant joy in the parks and on the ponds and feel and taste the 5 kinds of sense pleasure. The Bodhisattva Dharmagata, however, with his retinue, diverts, enjoys and amuses himself only for a certain time, and so now also he always demonstrates perfection of wisdom. And the citizens of this town built a pulpit for the Bodhisattva Dharmagata in the central square of the town. It has a golden base, a cotton mattress is spread on this, and a woolen cover, a cushion and a silken cloth are put on top of this. High up in the air, half a kos high, here an awning, shining with pearls, even and firm. All round this pulpit flowers of the 5 colors are strewed and scattered, and the pulpit itself is scented with various perfumes. So pure is the heart of Dharmagata, so great the respect of his hearers for Dharma. Seated on the pulpit, the Bodhisattva Dharmagata demonstrates perfection of wisdom. The citizens of this town listen to his teaching with great respect for Dharma, with trust in Dharma, with faith in what is worthy of faith, with minds that are lifted up in faith. In addition, many hundreds, many thousands, many hundreds of thousands of living beings, gods and people, assemble here to listen. Some of these explain perfection of wisdom, some repeat it, some copy it, some follow it with wise attention. All these beings are no longer doomed to fall into states of woe, and are irreversible from full enlightenment. Son of good family, go to Bodhisattva Dharmagata. From him you hear perfection of wisdom. For he is for a long time your good friend, he summons you, and even now instigates and encourages you to realize full enlightenment. He also, in these 3 times, searches for perfection of wisdom in this same way in which you search even now. Go forth, son of good family, go on day and night, giving your undivided attention to this unending task, this never-ending blessing which we learn quite naturally to neither accept as a basis, nor develop aversion to as a means to some end. Before long you hear perfection of wisdom. As the Bodhisattva Sataparudita hears this, he is contented, elated, joyful, overjoyed and jubilant. A man, hit with a poisoned arrow, cannot think of anything else except, where do I find a surgeon, a skilled physician, who can pull out this arrow, and free me from this suffering? Just so Bodhisattva Sataparuddhata at this time pays no attention to any dharma except. As I see this son of good family from whom I hear perfection of wisdom, as I hear this dharma, I forsake all attentions to any basis. Without leaving the place he is, Sataparuddhata now hears Bodhisattva Dharmadgata demonstrating perfection of wisdom. The list and significance of the concentrations. As a result he produces perception which does not lean on any dharma, nay, not even perception itself. And he is face to face with many doors to concentration. The names of the concentrations are as follows. This surveys own being of any and all dharmas, the non-apprehension of own being of any and all dharmas, non-difference of any and all dharmas, spectator of unchangeability of any and all dharmas, illuminator of any and all dharmas, from any and all dharmas darkness vanished, this shatters cognition of any and all dharmas, this tosses any and all dharmas about, the non-apprehension of any and all dharmas, bedecked with flowers, within this body this consummates any and all dharmas, having abandoned illusion, calling forth images reflected in a mirror, calling forth sounds of all beings, without any dirt, gladdening all beings, a follower of vocal sounds of all beings, from skill and means, consummation of the whole variety of letters, words and vocal sounds, this state which comes from feeling no rigidity, inexpressible in essential nature, realization of unobstructed emancipation, visit from the king, grammatical analysis of speech into words and letters, insight into any and all dharmas, this leaves the sphere of any and all dharmas beyond, unobstructed limit of any and all dharmas, fashioned as a firmament, as a thunderbolt, the king is near, the unrivaled king, victorious, one cannot avert this eye, fixed on this element of dharma, come out of this element of dharma, grantaire of consolation, this roars like a lion, no world for beings to be reborn in, free from dirt, undefiled, lotus array, annihilation of hesitation, follower of any and all substantial excellence, situated beyond any and all dharmas, attainment of superknowledges, powers, and the grounds of self-confidence, piercer of any and all dharmas, seal of desisting from becoming on the part of any and all dharmas, the ocean in which any and all dharmas lose any becoming, spectator of any and all dharmas without distinction, this leaves behind this jungle of any and all views and actions, without darkness, without a sign of any and all dharmas, free from any and all attachment. Without a trace of laziness, this sheds light on deep dharmas, fashioned like Meru, irresistible, this shatters what is seen as the circle of Mara's army, no inclination for anything in the triple world, emission of rays, sight of the Tathagata, spectator of all Tathagatas. Established in these concentrations, he now sees Buddhas and lords in the countless world systems in the 10 directions, as these reveal this very perfection of wisdom to bodhisattvas. And these Tathagatas applaud and comfort him, and these say to him, we also in these 3 times as bodhisattvas, search for perfection of wisdom in just this same way. We also as we search, come to acquire by revelation, these concentrations which you acquire just now. Even after we acquire these we go on our route, established in and transmitting perfection of wisdom and irreversible dharmas of a Buddha. But as we peruse original essential nature and search for any true own being of these concentrations, we do not see any real dharma enter into these, or emerge from these, course toward enlightenment, or no full enlightenment. This absence of imaginings about any dharma whatsoever, this is perfection of wisdom. As we stand in firm absence of any and all self-conceited imaginings we naturally reveal our bodies of golden color, these 32 marks of Tathagatas, these 80 accessory marks, and these splendid